are. So following that, we have the Pioneer Programme, and we interview for that, and they're the designers who really have made that leap from being a designer to being a designer who has got a business, who has actually got a fundamental issue that we need to help them sort out really quickly. And it's normally around having an international sales strategy. It could be around somebody's copied them and they need some legal help to make sure that that product doesn't get to market. Or it could be around actually how to present their collection, and somebody like Angela would work with them so that the way it's presented to the buyers is at the right place, at the right time, it's priced accordingly, and those designers don't miss that opportunity of getting a sale because they haven't actually got that all in place. Then we go on to the venture, which is where we have the studios. Not all designers actually want to come into the studios. Some are more private, they want to keep their own studio space. And normally the designers have been in business 4, 5, maybe 6 seasons. They've got a business there, they have got turnover. They can prove to us that they've got credibility, that there's someone out there in the industry who thinks that we should be supporting them. We put some money into the business so that we pay their PR, we pay their legal, their accountancy fee. We want to make sure that it's a properly registered business, that it's paying its taxes, and that it's employing people in the right way. And then we also give them some sampling budget so that the garments that they make in the first 2 seasons are the, beautiful fabric, it's what they want. Because many designers, as we know, have to compromise on the resources that you can actually get your hands on. And we want them to be able to come into the studio and access a fabric that they really, really want to use. So apart from that, we've got many sort of tailored, bespoke programs that we do, where we do meet designers who feel an intervention would be good, where we feel we can add value to their business, then we have a program. So we do have bespoke programs that we make up as well.
They don't necessarily have to go international. Yeah. And then for the fun part of my life, I still actively do art direction, creative direction, and sometimes roll my sleeves up and design products and do marketing campaigns. So this is a smaller scale project for a new brand that is in China. Designed a small retail store for them. It's about 100 square meters. Opened in March. On the first day, they took £12,000, which is a lot of money. They call it non-associate sales. So that's purchases not made by somebody they know. Average cost of an item is $250. So in terms of someone launching a new brand on a particular day, quite high revenue. So I'm a very unusual character within the industry. And I often challenge conventional ways of thinking and operating your business. Fortunately for me, it could be sheer fluke or coincidence. I have a very high success rate over the last decade, which often results in people making lots of money. So that's why I'm standing here. So I'll put here, I'm a senior consultant for the London Fashion Consultancy. My most recent roles have been head of design and creative manager for Hackett. So if you're very curious about my work and abilities, please look into that. I provide brand strategy and consultancy for a range of international brands and retailers. And I wrote a course and lecture, a short course, which is aimed at more kind of entry to mid-market level people in fashion business at the London College of Fashion called Creative Brand Management. So I'm your guest speaker for this session. And fortunately, I have been brought in to work with the CFE since last year, so I'm one of the experts that you have to your disposal if you need.
You don't just design it for 1 season, you actually think you can design it and then get 2, 3 or even 4 seasons sales out of it, then it really is worth registering that design. I don't know how you do that here, but in Europe there is a design rights where you actually automatically own the design rights for 2 years, and you can register it and own it for longer, and that's certainly worth doing if it's anything that has some sort of long life. And copywriting your prints is really invaluable, because if you're a print designer, you're not going to use them all, and you're going to have an archive that you're going to grow up over years, which actually you can license. You can create another way of bringing money into your business because you've secured the IP, the intellectual property right, as you've designed it. So it really is worth looking into, and I think it's something that, as this sort of program gets momentum, I'm sure it's something that the program will start looking into so that it can advise you properly, as we do in Europe. The sad fact is small designer businesses haven't got the financial resources to take these things on, and I think Toby's explanation of using social media is right, but as you grow into a bigger business, you will have to look at having a legal provision in your cash flow so that when you do decide to take somebody on and make the point that they can't get away with it, that you've actually got the resources to do that.
I also just add, as young designers, if you are going to expect other people not to copy you, that you need to stay true to yourself and not be borrowing from other people, yeah? Right? And also, think outside of that market as well. Think about the whole creative industry and the money that gets lost from young filmmakers and young musicians because of borrowing and what have you. And unfortunately, as consumers, we are all guilty of it. But then we stand here kind of saying, well, I don't want to be copied, right? So think about it as one big creative industry. Intellectual property is what we have. It's what we do and it's what we sell. So you guys need to be as supportive of others as you are kind of expecting others to be as supportive of you.
I think copying is great. Reason why is it's going to keep you guys on your toes, and it will help. It will push you. You guys are all really young, so the people that are biting at your heels, that are copying you, is going to help you to, I think, actually grow and be stronger, and so forth. I think the same as Toby. A lot of people that have issues with copying, when we actually go to their studios and see where they get their ideas from, etc., they're probably as much victim as criminal. So yeah, if you're gonna come to the market and say people are taking our ideas, etc., fundamentally look inward and see where you got yours from. To build on what's been said already, if you build your brand and you have brand loyalty, once you have a brand, the consumer will actually want to buy from you and not from the copy.